Sorry, everybody. We're experiencing some technical difficulties because, of course, we are. Why wouldn't we have something go wrong? I don't know. Every time I try to play the intro, it my computer restarts. So, I don't know. Hang tight or something.
It's time for the show that brings the magic right to your speakers. Ears up!
Welcome to the show, everybody. It helps from... Now, this is very deep into radio host tech. You probably won't understand this next joke, but it really helps if you unmute yourself before talking into the microphone. So I had my mic open and I didn't know it, and then I muted myself to start talking, and that's not how it works. I want you guys all to know that. So any budding podcasters out there, don't talk into a closed mic is what we call it. And thank you very much.
It's great advice.
The end.
The end of my show. We're done.
Okay. Am I muted?
Yes.
Am I really?
No.
I can't hear myself. Okay.
Can't hear yourself?
No.
Turn up
my headphones.
Welcome, everybody. We have a great show for you tonight. We have, I'm not going to call it armchair imagineering. I want to come up with something. What?
Oh, I don't know.
You look highly offended by that.
Because I really like that term.
Oh. Yeah, but, I'm not going to do it.
You just don't like it because of Dax Shepard.
No, what?
Well, the name of his podcast is Armchair Expert.
Every time, every chance you get to bring up the Dax Shepard podcast, you do.
No, I just think that
Every
that's why
time.
you didn't like it.
No, that's not why I didn't like it.
Oh.
So I'm calling it, what am I calling it? I'm calling it, let me scroll down to my notes here because I actually have notes today. The Imagination Challenge.
Oh.
Is it stupider?
A little bit.
A little bit.
Okay.
A little bit. But it is less lawsuity.
No one's
Lawsuity. Who was going to sue us?
Disney might sue us
Because
Dax
we're
Shepard.
Imagineering?
Literally nobody's going
Imagineering.
to sue us.
because we're using Imagineering. I don't know.
Is that Terrence thinks?
No. Yes.
All right. We're going to create Disney's next theater show.
Okay.
They had Aladdin running for a long time, and now it's Frozen. It's time to get that Frozen out of there. Come on, let's go. We're going to do something else.
There's also other theater types.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Okay, good. I'm not the only one.
No. I looked at every theater within the
Me
park
too,
and
me
which
too.
one what can go and what can go in. So yeah.
Oh, I did not do
No,
that.
It's all good.
I want to say hell no because I did not do
You remember
that.
that time in the email when I said I don't have time to do more than one? Yeah. I totally had time to do
And
more
he
than
did
one.
9.
I have 9 ideas, but not all of them have been completely
I
thought out.
apologize,
Oh,
but you're a loser.
Oh,
I'm not a loser. I'm trying to do good content.
Yeah, that's right.
But are they
Right,
like
yeah.
9 terrible ideas or like one?
Terrence,
There's like 7 terrible ones.
Considering-
2 good ones.
considering it's February, you're right.
Thank you.
Oh,
Jeez.
gosh.
Should I take that out?
No, I have 21 more days left.
God.
Oy.
I have a few ideas as well, and then a fleshed out actual one.
I have an idea.
I have a single idea as well.
Okay,
Oh,
great.
jeez. There you go. I really hope it's the same idea. That you guys
It's
had
not.
the same
We already
idea.
discussed it's
That's
not.
too bad. We have a lot to get through. We also have news to do. We have some announcements to make. We have a new segment. We have two segments. We have one new one that I'm going to do, and then I've rented out the press room for Terrence.
Oh,
So that's going to happen
Bull crap.
in a little bit. Before we get into all of that stuff, this episode is sponsored by Getaway Today, Disney's top wholesale partner. They'll help you plan your Disney vacation with the best tips and secrets, all while making it affordable with their discounted tickets, reduced hotel rates, and layaway plan. Head over to getawaytoday.com/earsup and start planning your magical vacation. Tell them EarzUp sent you and use code EarzUp to save an extra $10 on your SoCal vacation package. You can find us all over social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest. Any feedback on the show goes to Taryn at earsup-podcast.com. Show suggestions goes to Terrence. You can say hi to
Hello.
Beth.
She's British today.
Oi, mate.
Hello. You're welcome.
Yeah. Anything else comes to me, Jason, earsup-podcast.com. If you want to support the weird show like this, and why wouldn't you, head over to our Etsy page. I think what we're going to do is we're going to kill our Covers page.
Oh, you're announcing this.
Oh, she gone.
Yeah, I don't know why I'm talking about it. We'll
No,
see.
that's fine.
I think we're going to kill our getcovers.com. We're going to just basically funnel people to our Etsy page.
Okay.
It's way easier to do. If I want to work with the same printing partners that I have to upgrade our Squarespace account for the covers, and it's like $80 a month, and there's no
That's
way.
too much.
Well, we don't make that much on it, so Etsy is by far a better partner for us. So Etsy.com/Covers. Browse our selection of great T-shirts and, of course, Covers. If you see something you like but want in a different style, message me through the store and I'll add it in there for you. Actually, I have someone to get back to today about that. Or go to patreon.com/earsup, become a patron. $5. You get the secret show. You don't have to do $5. You can do $2 a month, which is $1 a show, honestly. And also spread the word, man. Tell people about us. I would really appreciate that.
I
If
have
you
a
haven't,
couple T-shirt ideas too. I've been thinking about.
oh,
Excited.
I love that. If you haven't tried out Google Play as a podcast app, check it out. For some reason, it helps us in our ranking, so if you wouldn't mind, throw us a couple plays on Google Play. We're also on Spotify. If you do any kind of internet shopping, you can use our Amazon link on the homepage. All right, that's all the housekeeping stuff. We have 2 members joining the EarzUp staff. 2 new people.
Yes.
They're interns. We have interns.
We have interns. I'm so excited.
Me too. Basically, interns are just people who do your work for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you
I
can
need
boss
interns
around.
like at my
Well,
house.
because I got bad at doing my work, so I had to hire
right.
an intern.
You got fired. Brittany Chin, you guys may remember from the Disney College Program show, is doing our monthly newsletter for Patreon supporters only. Something I've wanted to do for literally 2 years, and I've just never had the time or the kind of drive to get that going. So Brittany came on to help me with that, and she just released the one for February. So if you are a current Patreon supporter, go ahead and go to our page. You'll see the newsletter there. It has some unused news and some kind of call-outs and shout-outs to different stuff, and I guess we're going to do some sort of team get to know Ears Up thing. I don't know. She polled people. I didn't even know she did that.
That's awesome.
But she
did she really?
Yeah, she polled
she's that
Patreon
good.
supporters, and they were like, "Yeah, we want to know more about Ears Up," and I'm like, "Why?
Why? I know.
What don't you know already?" But
You're like the worst fan of things.
I really am. Yeah,
Of just all the things.
yeah. And then Madeline Potter is our social stuff person for the most part now.
Yes.
So she's helping out with Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. So if you see posts, they're most likely from her, and but we jump on and still talk to you and stuff like that. So
Yeah, you're still going to be interacting with us as
Absolutely.
well. She's
Except
just
not me, because nobody has felt the need to give me any of the passwords to do anything. But that's fine, because I don't want to talk to you. I'm just kidding.
that's.
uh,
She just
okay.
wants to say
That's-
hello.
It's me in a nutshell.
Hello.
Hello.
This
Oh,
is me in a
sorry.
nutshell. Hey, I'm in this nutshell. here.
How
How
did
did
I
I
get in
go?
this giant nut?
But anyway, so 2 new people on the
Cool.
show, and
Awesome
what we're
additions.
going to be doing, hopefully next week, is we're going to have up our team bios, our company bios.
Mhm.
So they'll be there too. You can get to know a little bit more about those lovely ladies, and like that.
Awesome.
We need a couple more guys, man. We're getting outnumbered, 4-2 at this point.
Yeah, but I think we can take them still, though.
I don't know if I can.
Like both of us we can still take them.
Maybe one.
Maybe
of them.
one at a time.
No, I think back to back, baby.
Back to back.
Back to back, like the cover of Lethal Weapon. Let's go.
Yeah.
I don't know if you
Oh
guys
my
have
gosh.
met Brittany, but
I
nah.
feel like she's not. doing
She's
that.
going to just she's like a superhero. She's going to spin around and just knock y'all out.
Right? Because I think we went to the same place. Well,
Yeah.
let's go on.
Yeah. Okay. The 21st Amendment has been serving craft beer in the San Francisco Bay Area for 19 years, from their initial brew pub on 2nd Street, which is 2 blocks from Giant Stadium in San Francisco, to their production brewery and tap room across the bay in San Leandro. The 21st Amendment is now available in 29 states, including in and around the parks. So next time you're in San Fran, visit the brew pub in San Francisco. I know I said San Fran. I shouldn't have done it.
Wow,
I said that and Terrence's head snaps up.
Oh, like, bro.
Yeah.
And visit their new tap room and brewery in San Leandro for some great beers and good food. And be sure to ask for the 21st Amendment wherever you find good craft beer. Okay, here's this new segment we're coming up with.
All right.
It's called Jason's Cautionary Buys. So every week, maybe not every week, but when I find them, I will buy something, and I will tell you guys not to buy the thing, and this is why we don't buy the thing. So this week,
This sounds like a financially
Yeah,
intelligent.
I don't think I like this segment.
look, this is where I do the hard-hitting journalism that other people are afraid to do.
Okay.
No one ever goes, you know what, this Disney item is terrible, buy.
Okay, so it's a Disney item.
I'm going to help you guys do this.
It's
No,
not
it's
just.
just in
It's not just
general.
like deodorant that doesn't work.
No, it's a Bugatti, and just don't buy it. It's too expensive.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
So I saw these Haunted Mansion socks, and Taryn, can you throw them up on the...
Yes.
those look like garbage.
First of all, I think they're super rad.
They look comfortable.
I think, yes, they're sublimated. So, and then they have the wallpaper of the stretching room, right?
Well, where's the heel?
I'm getting there.
Okay, sorry.
And then they have the stretching portraits on either sock, right?
Right.
And so I pick them up. I was like, dude, these are super dope because I'm into cool socks because I'm
Yeah.
a really cool guy. And so I put them on, and Terrence is right. There's no heel.
Yeah.
So let me put one on for you right now. I'll spare you my Sasquatchian feet.
Oh, I'm glad we're seeing your feet and not someone else's in the studio.
Oh, you're a turd.
So first of all, I don't know if you can see this, Darren. First of all,
That's horrible.
you stretch them out, and the problem with sublimation, which is what we're dealing with
Yeah.
with Coviers, is if you don't do it right, you don't get the ink in between the the lines or the webbing of the sock,
Yeah.
and so when you put God, what's wrong with me? And then when you put the sock on, there's more white than there is color,
Yes.
and it looks funky, right?
Pixelated.
They look terrible.
Yeah.
They look terrible on, but also since there's no heel, the sock bunches up here and right here on the top of the foot.
Top of the foot.
You can
Yeah.
see, okay, good. And so then you're walking around, and then they kind of slide, and then they kind of just bunch up, and then they do this. Then you're walking around like this guy. You're this guy,
What if you got like the garter belt things, like what the
like
one
what
guy
Homeboy has.
Yeah.
That would probably work, but then they would just be kept up like this, and but you can still bunch up here. Anyway,
Yeah.
they're tubes. They're
They
not
also.
socks.
I have socks just like that. Also
They're
garbage.
tubes.
But they also twist. Like as you wear them, they like twist around.
Anyway,
suck.
it's garbage for like $30 socks.
You're stupid.
I know. I bought them and I was like,
This is what happens when we go to Disneyland, you guys.
Oh, you got these in the park?
Yes.
Oh yeah, no, these are you can buy
Oh.
these at the park, so do not buy them.
Okay.
This is how a normal sock looks.
Oh,
Is a heel.
Yes.
Is a heel.
Yes.
It's formed. And this is a sublimated sock as well. It doesn't look terrible.
By the way, stance socks are some of the best socks on the market. Absolutely love them.
Is that what those are?
Yes.
No.
No cap, baby.
Yep.
See, look at that. Look at
Love
that.
it.
Perfect. It stretches out a little bit, but
Dare I say sexy?
dare.
I dare away.
I must.
That
Anyway.
was a segment.
That's Jason's cautionary buys. So if
I
you're
like
at the
it.
park and you see these socks, or if you see socks at all, look for the heel. They do have some cool like Star Wars socks, but there's no heel, and they're gonna be uncomfortable.
But you know what would make those?
Thank you for your time.
I'm gonna start a new segment now too, which is Beverly's way to make stupid buys work. You just cut the toes off of them and make them leg warmers. Boom.
Bro.
Huh. Leg warmers. Someone
I
called
have
Jane
so-
Fonda.
I have
Alert!
so many
Alert!
questions because they've never come back in style because nobody understands them.
I saw a woman wearing them today.
Good one.
You did not.
I swear to God, I did. I was at a yoga studio buying coffee. In my town, there's a yoga
there's
studio, but it's
so-
also a coffee shop.
There's a lot to unpack there.
Let's just be
Lots to
clear.
unpack
I
there.
wasn't doing
I
yoga.
sent her a meme like that. I said, my yoga pants have never seen the yoga studio, but they've seen the coffee store and the liquor store.
Yeah.
And she's like, true.
It's a fact.
True.
It's a fact of life. My life. Wow.
Well, you know what they say. You take the good and okay.
Take the bad.
Anyway. Real quick, I want to give a shout out to the people at the Walt Disney Family Museum. Taryn and I took little Alice there for the first time. They're doing a talk with our old friends Dina and Brent from the Walt's birthplace.
yeah.
John from God
early
3
on
years
episode.
ago?
Yeah, it's one of the earliest episodes.
Yeah,
where
it
they
is.
bought Walt's home. If you haven't listened
Yeah.
to it, go back and listen to it. They're really nice people. They also had Becky, who is running, I believe that's her name, running the Disney archives.
Okay.
So she got up to talk a little bit about Walt and Walt's family, and so I sat there and learned all about how Walt's family came over to Chicago and how they bought that house, and they didn't buy the house. Walt and Lillian, not Walt. Jesus Christ, me! What the hell's wrong with me?
I don't know.
Elias
Elias,
and
yeah.
what was that? What was
I don't remember
Walt's
what Walt's mom's
name
name was.
Eleanor.
Mrs. Disney.
Yes, there
Yes,
you go.
yes.
But anyway, she designed it and he built it, and then he also built other houses in
Yeah.
the neighborhood
Mhm.
and did other little odds and ends, and then built like the church
Yeah.
down
Yeah.
the street. All this kind of. I had no idea.
Yeah.
I thought it was really, really fascinating. And when they were when Dina and Brent were actually really trying to restore that house, they had a photo of Walt and his sister on the porch, and you can see like the wooden screen door, right?
Uh-huh.
They wanted to replicate that, so they went to Garner Holt,
Nice.
and then there was a little video of Garner Holt, and he was making the door. It was really
That's awesome.
very much in the family. It was it was dope.
That's
So
awesome.
shout out to Walt Disney Family Museum. If you're in San Francisco, you got to go to the Walt Disney Family Museum. They have tons of talks. They're very cool people. Everyone is super nice, and you get a side of Walt that you don't see at the parks.
That's awesome.
They also have a really good gift shop.
They do. They have cheap stuff at the gift shop.
It is reasonably priced Disney stuff.
Yeah.
It is not park prices. It's awesome.
No,
That's
it's
awesome.
You buy a plush for $27.
Yeah, and it
But
looked,
like a
Should've brought it in.
collectible.
It
A
looked-
collectible.
it looked
one.
Yeah, it's like in a box.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's pretty dope. All right, Terrence. We're gonna go into the press room now
Oh,
for
okay.
something you said last week. So Terrence is talking about Trader Sam's, and he said the kids weren't allowed. Well, here, hold on a second.
Do you have the audio?
Yeah, well, we have to go into the room.
Oh, okay.
All right, everybody, please calm down. No, we're not ready yet. We're not ready yet. I want you all to give a warm welcome to Mr. Terrence Green.
First of all, I want to apologize. I want to apologize for blindly listening to employees of Disneyland. I was at the park fairly late in the evening, attempted to take my kids into Trader Sam's, and was told by the cast member there that kids are not allowed into the park. Now, yes,
Into the park?
but into Trader Sam's. I'm sorry. I apologize again. I'll go into the press room for that mistake as well.
Good.
I took it at face value, saying that I just assumed that kids weren't allowed in. But I realize now that I should have looked into it a little bit more. I should have done my due diligence, and for that, I do apologize. And that's it. You're not getting a real apology.
Well, sir, excuse me, sir, right here, sir.
No questions.
Sir.
No
sir,
questions.
Sir. So are you saying that kids are allowed in?
Kids are allowed in, but since I was there very late in the evening, they are not allowed in after 8 p.m.
Are we supposed to just believe this now? Are we supposed to take you at face value?
You do whatever you want at this point. You know, I don't serve you guys. I am not paid by you guys. I am a servant to you guys. So you guys choose to do what you want with this. You careful. February.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for everybody attending. There's coffee and snacks later on down the hall, and we'll have more photo opportunities there. Thank you.
So yeah, apparently, I guess after 8 o'clock, kids aren't allowed in. It was like 9:30 or 8:30 when we went. So
who knew?
I apologize.
Yeah.
Obviously, not me.
Not me either,
No
man.
idea.
But very good, Terrence. You
Yeah, thank
did
you.
great.
Thank
And you know
you.
what? It was worth the expenditure to rent out the press room
I
again,
agree.
because it's very expensive. It's a very big hall.
I
hope you
agree.
can hear that.
And I'm telling you, I think that it's actually a really great idea for parents to take their kids into Trader Sam's and have them experience it, because there's some really cool stuff that happens in there. I think they'll like it.
Definitely.
So since they are allowed before bedtime, take them before bedtime, I guess.
Right. And then it gets rowdy.
Then it gets rowdy
Yeah.
after. Oh, bro. Yeah. So yeah, it gets rowdy.
Yeah.
Last time we were there, when Becca and I were there, there was a guy who was there with his recently divorced brother and all of his in-laws, and dude seemed like he was just running straight towards drunk. So he had like 3 drinks before Becca and I sat down.
Oh, dear.
And then Becca and I each had 2 drinks while we were there, which he matched times 2. So by the time he got up to leave, he was on drink 8 and was kind of wobbly. And I was
Well,
like,
how did they
"All
continue
right,
to
bro."
serve him?
Because I guess
Yeah.
and it wasn't like beer. Like his first 2 drinks were beer, and then he started going to mixed drinks.
Yeah, but remember that time that they gave me 5 cocktails?
Yes.
And they used to like I
don't.
used to be able to go and order a OOA by myself, and they wouldn't do it. They're like, no,
Yeah.
Yeah, they won't let you.
yeah.
It depends on the server, too. It really does.
Hmm.
I've noticed that at Trader Sam's specifically, is it just, that kind of stuff just depends. Like, I think that with certain servers, they're just going to be like, a couple of you are drinking this, right? Yeah. And then they'll bring it. Like, they're not going to care.
Well, maybe that's my fault, because he was like, "Is this for both of you guys?" I was like, "No," and he goes, "Well, then no, you can't have it." Like,
So
should I
you're
said-
just a dummy.
should have said yes and
Yeah.
gotten Becca something else anyway.
Just always say yes.
It's true.
And that's a bad choice in life. I'm not-
All right, let's get to the topic here, everybody. The Imagination Challenge.
Lord, can I have my computer, please?
Oh, we have I didn't put feedback in here. Sorry, Taryn. I didn't know we had it.
We do, actually.
All right, well, let's do that first. Feedback. Taryn, go ahead, please.
This first one is from Beth. Hi, Taryn. Hi, Bev.
Hello.
Hi, Jason and
I hate
Terrence.
that.
It's the thing for tonight.
Thanks, I hate it.
It is pretty bad.
I know. I was sitting here thinking, I was like, gosh, which one am I going to do? Oh, got it.
Still better than Dick Van Dyke's accent, though.
Yeah.
So.
I just listened to your show on pinching pennies at Disneyland, and I had a thought to add. You mentioned getting gift cards to give yourself a budget of food and souvenirs. Better yet, get them from your local grocery store that has a rewards program. For my last trip to Disney World, I got a $20 gift card every week with my groceries for a few months leading up to the trip. I got fuel points for the money I was going to be spending at Disneyland anyway. Plus, it helps spread out the cost over time. You can combine your balances on the Disney gift card website, so you don't have a ton of cards with you when you travel. Not for everyone, but worked for me.
Yeah.
It's a good idea.
Keep up the
great
good
idea.
work, guys. Ta-ta for now.
Oh, that works with Bev's. Hello.
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 I did not know that you could combine your gift card balances onto one card online.
did I.
That's awesome to know.
That's great. Yeah.
Because generally we have like 3 and they have like 50 cents on them. And I'm like, but I'm not throwing it away because it has 50 cents.
Exactly.
The next one is from Crystal. Hi, everybody, and good day, Bev.
Hello.
Swear,
Please
I swear.
stop saying hi to Bev.
I've been listening for years and have always meant to write in, but never found the time. I just want to say that Ears Up is my favorite podcast.
Yes, you're correct.
The first time I listened to you guys, I was a bit shocked as you were very different from the other Disney podcasts.
Cheerio.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Pip, pip.
Knock it on the head.
I think I gasped a lot and said, "Oh no, he didn't."
Or
But
he
the-
or she.
Yeah.
I'm sure it wasn't directed at me.
But then I heard you say that Dole Whips were awful, and I knew this was the podcast for me.
There we go.
When I listen to Ears Up, I feel like I'm catching up with friends that I can share my guilty Disney secret with. As much as I love the shows, I must say that I love the Secret Show even more.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
There we go.
The drinking and swearing and theme songs sealed the deal that you are my people. The $6.95, I'm in Australia, so that's Australian dollars. I spend each month is the best $6.95 I could spend, as it brings me so much laughter and joy. My kids love the theme song, and I've often caught them walking around singing it.
So
The Secret Show theme song?
Apparently.
Real quick, Crystal. Please let that be the only part of the Secret Show that they listen to.
They're not the worst. I mean, they could.
She's in Australia.
Have
She-
you listened to it?
I don't listen to them. No.
Have you listened to it while we record it? Because
No, I'm usually drunk.
Yeah, that's true. So keep up the great work. Remember that you bring a lot of joy to a lot of people. On a side note,
That's nice.
it is very nice. On a side note, I had always wanted to stay at the Grand Californian, but could not afford it on other trips. We finally stayed at the Grand Californian, and it was crap.
Yeah.
What a waste of $800 a night.
Crystal, you can. Can I make a suggestion real quick, Crystal? Don't ever stay there again. Just up your Patreon support. There we go.
Thank you very much.
I preferred our stay at Paradise Pier. The only thing the Grand has going for it is its location.
Proximity.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Also, on another side note, well, I guess this is just for us. I don't need to read it. But she works for a winery and she wants to send us wine.
Yep.
So
Hell
yes, she asked if we like wine, and I just wanted to send her an email back that just said yes, like in all caps.
I think I just want to send her a picture of myself, like cuddling with a wine bottle.
Thank you, Crystal.
Yeah, Crystal, that's very nice. And we've said it before too. That for the money, the Grand California Grand California.
No,
The
California Grand
is in
is-
Pacheco. That's the.
It's the card room.
The
Yeah.
high class
Casino.
card room.
Grand California.
High rolling, dude.
The only way I
if
can
you don't
remember.
if you don't have a mid '90s Buick, you don't expect to even get in.
If your white button-down shirts aren't stained yellow in certain areas, no.
Two tops off.
It's not worth the spend. Disney, if you want to spend money, Disneyland hotels far
Yes.
superior. I've never stayed at the Paradise Pier because I don't
I've
like
stayed.
walking.
I've stayed there, and
Yeah.
it's fine. It's fine. I mean,
It's good. I'm
Disneyland
sure.
Hotel's better, but man, if you're
It definitely goes in order.
yeah, but if you got money to burn, fine, stay at the Grand. But I mean,
Yeah.
Disneyland Hotel is fantastic.
I mean, I guess it's cool because you don't have to go through security. Or do you? No, you do.
do, but it's
You
private.
still
It's
have to
different
go through
security.
It's not private. You still have to go through security. Like
Yeah.
if you are going out, you go out the same entrance that everyone else does, and so you'll have to go through security at some point. They have to
Yeah,
make sure.
I forgot about that. But anyway, it's dope.
Yeah,
Disneyland Hotel's better.
Yeah,
Sorry.
way better.
that's it for feedback today.
Okay, great. I'm glad you reminded me. Okay, Imagination Challenge, everybody.
Okay.
We're going to create Disney's next theater show. I think I want Beverly to go first.
Okay.
Yeah. So just to clarify, are we gonna talk about whose was better? Are we gonna vote to see
I
whose
think we
would
always
win?
kind of do.
Because sometimes we have Kyle on
Yeah.
to tell us, but I didn't think to approach him on this because it's not like a real thing, like when we imagine here a ride or something.
Right.
So.
I think we could vote by applause.
By chat room.
Okay. Okay. So Beverly, go
Okay.
ahead and give us Disney's next theater show.
Theater. I think that Mary Poppins should move to the Hyperion Theater because don't look at me like that.
No,
Sorry,
Taryn was
no.
looking at me. I told everyone in the chat to vote for me.
Yeah,
Go
he's
on.
cheating.
Oh,
Oh.
rude! Close
Yeah.
your computer. Not just because of the big resurgence of Mary Poppins' popularity. That's hard to say.
Yeah.
But just because I think everything about that show or that movie should be a play.
Okay.
I do
Yeah.
think it's a very long movie, and I do think that you obviously couldn't incorporate everything into a play. To start it off, and the movie kind of starts off like this. I want it to be started off with Bert essentially being the narrator. So he's going to be telling the story throughout the whole thing. Like, it's not just going to be like him starting to tell the story and then it never
Like the
happens
play.
again. Like, I'm sorry, yes.
Okay, he's the
He's
play
the narrator of the
All
play.
right.
Like, he's going to start to finish be telling you the whole story. Sort of like in the movie, but he only does it in the beginning and then never does again, which is a whole thing.
They couldn't get him to do his accent later on.
They probably filmed it and they just cut it out. Let's see. I lost my place. Also, while Bert's doing this, fake Bert has to have a terrible Cockney accent.
Oh, for sure.
100% necessary.
Yeah, you could do it.
Nice.
No.
Got her.
There are a lot of elements from this movie that I think would translate well to the stage and like be really entertaining. Not obviously starting with the music. It's everybody knows those songs. They're sing-alongs. They're wonderful.
Right.
But that would be like the high point of the show, like all of the musical numbers, because there's so many of them. And I also think that there's like the magical elements, like Mary Poppins floating in, like put that girl in a harness, have her slide her butt onto that stage. It'd be amazing.
Okay.
The toys dancing and putting themselves away with the snap of a finger, also awesome. Tea on the ceiling. These are all things that are easily incorporated for Disney because they're geniuses. And also the animated part of the movie is totally something that could be done because they could just do all of the scenes but have a screen behind them with the animations.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, true.
And I just think it would be really cool to have like a lot of the over-the-top characters, like the captain with the cannons on his house. They could have some sort of apparatus with cannons happening. I just think it would translate really well. Also, the chimney sweep scene would be amazing to watch live.
Yes, agreed.
And Feed the Birds is my jam, so this is why I want this to happen.
Okay.
The end.
The end. Very good.
I like that.
Very good.
That's good.
I would watch that.
Taryn, would you like to go, or should we defer to Terrence?
I don't care. I can go.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. So mine is not theater as in stage. Mine is theater.
Of the mind.
No.
You're in a hyperbaric chamber.
Hyperbolic?
Yeah,
You're a
hyperbolic
baller.
chamber.
It's a hyperbole. It's really, really big.
You're not really in a chamber.
When I thought theater, I thought more like Captain EO theater.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So mine is based on Disney Nature's Planet Earth.
Okay.
Damn. Deep cuts.
I'm with you.
Deep cut, Taryn. Let's go.
It's so it's going to sort of follow the idea behind like Soarin'. For instance, you're going to kind of jump to different places. But if you've ever seen Planet Earth, it's a nature documentary show. It is hosted by James Earl Jones and Patrick Stewart, depending on the episode. So you're going to have both of them.
Sir Patrick Stewart.
Excuse me.
How
Sir
dare
Patrick
you.
Stewart.
Yeah, right. How dare you?
So they will both be narrating this show.
Okay.
What's special about this show is that you are going to be wearing. So I think, let me back up. I think VR is the new 3D.
I agree.
So everybody's going to have these VR glasses.
Oh, that just made me want to throw up.
Bev will not be doing this.
No.
So you're going to visit 3 distinctive areas of the world: the desert, the Arctic, and the ocean.
Okay.
And in each of them, you're going to see, however, not encounter, because we don't want it to be scary, various animals and hear the rich, lovely voice of James Earl Jones and Patrick Stewart, Sir Patrick Stewart,
Thank you.
as they narrate what you're experiencing. As you're watching the show, you're going to notice your environment changing periodically. This will happen with the use of simple heat and air and using the more technical area, which we have actually talked about before.
Why are you being like really weird and theatrical about saying area?
Because it's AIREA. Area. It's the
Air.
name
Like
of a thing. It's the
air.
name of a thing. It's air.
Not area.
That's why.
Hold on. Are you making this up?
No. Let me go on.
Okay.
So we talked about this in
I don't know if I
episode.
want to.
We talked about this in episode 86.
Oh, jeez.
Wow.
Damn.
When we used current Disney research to Armchair Imagineer, our own new rides.
Okay.
Hated that
So
show.
Aerial
Is this AIR?
AIREAL. I spelled it wrong the first time. Aerial.
Aerial.
Yes,
Okay.
Aerial.
Okay.
Okay.
Aerial enables users to feel virtual objects, experience dynamically varying textures without requiring the user to wear a physical device. So if you remember, this was that thing that they were researching where it would like shoot puffs of air that would feel like something. So
Right.
so a couple examples in this VR experience is going to be like when you're in the desert, it's going to feel warm because of the heater, right? But you're also going to get the sensation of sand blowing around you. Okay? In the Arctic, it's going to feel cold because they're going to blast the AC. And you're going to feel snow falling on your arms.
Okay.
In the ocean,
My favorite part is we're using VR, but air conditioning. They're going to just crank the AC. It's fine.
well, it's going to be like blowing, whatever. You get it. In the ocean, you're going to feel like you're underwater with this aerial. And you may even feel the occasional fish swim by.
You're going to feel like you're underwater.
Yeah.
Like you're drowning.
You can't breathe.
Yeah. I gotta.
It's a 12-minute scene.
So
Sounds like torturous.
So there is an element of this that could be a little terrifying. So
Wow.
I'm going to make sure that there's no sharks or like tigers running towards you or anything crazy like that. But
Presented by Dick Cheney.
so the last portion of this really awesome idea is that this new theater show is going to be located in DCA for a couple of reasons. One, because DCA still has no idea what it is, so it can fit there. Two, it's going to be in the Animation Academy building. And it's going to likely replace Turtle Talk, which, listen,
You had me until
there's
that.
nothing wrong with Turtle Talk, but no one ever really goes there. So
Have you ever been
Kidding
there?
me? It's
Yeah,
packed.
we've been
Is it
twice,
really?
and both times
Yeah.
we've sat in the
Okay.
back because it's packed. But she doesn't know that, so
I've been there once. Scratch that. It won't be in Turtle Talk. It'll be in the other area.
the drawing one. Nobody goes to draw.
No, there's more than
That's-
that. There's more than that in there.
Anyway, it's going to be in that building. Just everybody shut up. And the reason is because it needs to be in a small-ish theater because I'm sure there's like a billion people who have stolen 3D glasses from Disneyland. So this is going to be an issue. People are going to want to steal the VR glasses. So you're going to need extra people. So you need it to be a smaller theater.
Okay.
Okay.
Also to mitigate that problem, the VR glasses are going to have some sort of security alarm on them, and that's
Sure.
That's-
Or
RFID.
tethered to the
yeah,
chair.
Yeah.
that's kind of the crappy part of this whole thing. But it's going to be really cool because you're going to be like looking around, running with the animals.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay. Good job, Taryn.
Thanks.
Do yourself a favor though. Turn your headset around.
Fix this hair right here, though.
I can't.
Yeah, you can.
It's plugged in.
Yeah. No, I know. Yeah, like that.
I know, but now I have the left on the right and the right on the left.
Does everything sound backwards?
We're talking.
That would have been a great joke if we started going back out. There is the bread. Just because you looked very tethered to the computer and you
I
looked
am.
uncomfortable. Okay.
Go on.
All right. Namaste. Terrence, do you want to go or should I go?
I'll go. But
Okay.
should I just do one?
Do whatever you want.
Okay.
This is your time to shine,
All
my
right.
friend.
This first one is for Jeremy.
jeez.
In 1996, this is going to take over the Hyperion Theater.
Okay.
1996, treasure hunter Brock Lovett and his team searched the wreck of the RMS Titanic for a necklace with a rare diamond, the heart of the ocean. They recover a safe containing a drawing of a young woman wearing only the necklace, dated April 14th, 1912, the day the ship struck the iceberg. Rose Calvert, the woman in the drawing, is brought aboard and tells Lovett of her experiences aboard Titanic. So, it'll be Titanic the stage show. It'll be very lush. There'll be music and lavish. There'll be music written for it specifically. I like the Hyperion because it's so huge that you could do all the different scenes from the movie by utilizing the video backdrop.
What's
and
the
then
Hyperion again?
That's where Frozen is.
I've never been there.
Yeah, I've never been there either.
Oh, it's a
Yeah.
It's
huge
humongous.
theater.
Okay.
It's humongous.
We should once they change it from Frozen to anything else,
Honestly,
I'll go.
Frozen's not
Frozen's
bad.
not-
It's actually really good.
Frozen isn't. It's not that bad. Aladdin was way better. but
Agreed.
Frozen's not that bad. Anyway, so huge stage. You're able to do all of that. It'll take you through the entire movie with Rose as the old woman narrating it. They have a portion of the stage where that kind of lowers down, and that's where Jack will be when Rose, who will never lets go and lets him just fall to the bottom of the ocean. So that's number one. It's Titanic.
Wait, is that going to be a 3-hour show?
Oh, heck no. They'll definitely speed it up. They'll speed it up. That's number one. Second one would take over Hyperion as well. And first of all, let me say, I try to think of stuff for like Mulan and Indy and stuff, and I couldn't think of this.
Same.
So I have pulled from the stuff that Disney will own come this summer with the acquisition of 20th Century Fox and everything with like that. The next one is to do a Cirque du Soleil kind of show, but based around The Greatest Showman, which is extremely popular, and what they can do right now with animatronic.
What's The Greatest Showman?
Was like the blockbuster movie that just came out
with Hugh Jackman.
In it.
Never heard of it.
It tells the story of B.T. Barnum.
Oh yeah, it was a blockbuster movie.
No, it was actually a really good movie. It was a musical.
Yeah, I'm
it was my
surprised that
jam.
you never heard of it. Like it was real. It was not only was it really good, but it was extremely successful.
It had Zac Efron in it. He was real pretty.
The Greatest Showman.
The Greatest
No, man,
Showman.
never heard of it.
Yeah, it was. It made a lot of money. But anyway, so what they can do with animatronics now, you can actually create animatronic animals to make it appear as if you're at a circus without having to have live animals performing multiple times per day as well. That's one. Another one with the other one that I had that would take over the old Tough to Be a Bug area, since it's becoming Marvel. They would build the Marvel Tower on top of right adjacent to where the theater is. And it will be a tour of the Avengers Tower, led by Dr. What's his name?
Feel good.
Evil.
Yes, Dr. Evil. Dr. Bruce Banner. And he would take you through. He's taking you on a tour, so you're sitting down there, and he's giving you a tour while he's on. Yes.
Dr. Banner, is he the one in the wheelchair?
No, that's Professor X.
Professor Xavier.
Professor Xavier from X-Men.
I think I knew that.
So he
Bruce Banner's the Hulk.
So he's on exactly.
Oh,
So
right,
he's on the screen taking you, and he's trying to show you all these different technological advances, and nothing's working. And then he just gets so mad that he hulks up. And
It
the
sounds
rest,
like Muppet Labs, but go ahead.
well, the rest of the show is you interacting with him on the screen. And so, like when he's throwing cars and hitting stuff, the seat's moving, and you would have live people there, kind of rushing the screen and trying to stop him, and that would be the show. My last one, before I get into the ones that I didn't do, last one.
Oh my gosh, my last one before I get into the not last, my not last one.
The last one. So the synthesizer of Dire Straits' song, "Your Last Trick," is fading out, while the energy and expectation in the room is beginning to build. This is in the Hyperion Theater, and outbounds the band, when suddenly a piano riff plays and everyone in the audience begins to sing, "Mama just killed a man." Bohemian Rhapsody, the stage show. It is a recreation. They can do it because it's a retelling of Bohemian Rhapsody, which is owned by 20th Century Fox, and they own the rights to those songs. So it would be it would be like, have you guys heard of Beatles' Rain?
So you want everybody in the audience to start singing.
You don't have to, but they'll know the song.
No, but you want them to start singing "Mama, I Just Killed a Man."
It's a classic song. It's a classic song. So, no, hold on. Let me finish, please. So it'll be
Body's aching all the time. Mom, what's he talking about? Heroin, Jimmy. Now shut up.
Oh, there's something else actually. But so it would be a recreation of the 1985 Live Aid concert, and so the concert hall, everyone in the audience would be people who attended the concert. Basically, that's what it would be. And so the further you go back into the Hyperion Theater, the more you're getting you're getting nosebleed of audience instead of stage bleed from instruments.
That sounds
and it would be
awful.
Why wouldn't you want to see Queen perform?
I do want to see Queen perform. I want to see Freddie Mercury.
Not gonna happen.
I know.
And so it would be a stage show that would be the retelling of that thing, of epic 20-minute
very creative,
concert.
but it sounds very boring. Yes, Beverly, go ahead.
Queen already has not Queen, but there's already a Queen-themed production called "We Will Rock You."
Yeah, but it's not at Disneyland.
Right, but is it owned by Fox?
No,
also?
it's not.
Then how are you going to not get sued?
Because it
Bam.
is a recreation of the movie, which is owned by Fox, and they own the rights to do all of the songs they did. So you would do every song that they did at the Live Aid concert. So let me go into some other things that I thought about.
That's very, very schooled in the art of leasing songs. Go ahead.
To further tie ESPN into the parks, I was thinking of having something that was a stage show or a game show a la Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, which they used to have in there when DCA first opened, and it would be called You Make the Call. And it would be something very sports-themed where they would show, they'd have a contestant on the stage. They would show different plays from either recent games or past games where there was a blown call, and you would have to make the call, the correct call. And based on your call, you'd either get it right and win some kind of prize or get it wrong and not win a prize. So just another way to tie that in. Since they own 20th Century Fox, I thought it would be cool to have something in the area right by Monsters, Inc., where it's a Kung Fu Panda stage show. So a la Jedi Academy, where Poe is teaching new recruits the way of the Dragon Warrior. Also, since Disney will own A&E, this is where it gets really dumber. Since there's a show called 60 Days In, I was thinking of having something called 60 Minutes In, where it's a recreation of being in jail for an hour.
Oh my god!
And I was like, that's just a bad idea. So I'm not going to do that. And then
That's my favorite idea.
The last one is.
Could you imagine waiting in line for 2 hours to simulate being in jail for an hour?
Yes.
It felt like it did in real life.
Yeah, that's really good. How do I heal this tattoo?
And then the last one, since they would own the rights to this show that was put out, it would be like a CSI show called Who Killed Tupac. But I decided that's probably not a good idea. So.
Well, we already know the
We
answer.
already know the answer.
You already know the answer. So those are all of mine.
All right.
Wow.
Oh,
That was a
Terrence,
lot.
That was a
I told
lot.
you it was
Yeah.
a lot.
Good job, dude.
Those
So,
are good.
like you, I had several ideas, but unlike you, mine are good and viable.
Wow.
And people would actually. No, I'm kidding. So my first one, of course, Muppets. Some sort of Muppet stage. Muppets are amazing on stage. They need to be represented way more in the parks than they aren't anymore. But, like Walt Disney World, they are for sure. But you could have maybe just, instead of trying to revamp the Muppets like they've been trying to do, just go back to the original Muppet Show. And you're basically just doing a 20-minute variety act of the Muppet Show. I think that'd be great. Then I thought about, let's try something that people want to experience deeper already from the park culture. So what about a Haunted Mansion stage musical theater that tells sort of the story of the Haunted Mansion? You have like the ballroom scene, for example. So you have people dressed up to look like the ghosts coming through, and they're dancing, and the lady blowing her candles out. That could be a whole scene, and the duel and all that kind of stuff. I think that could be really fun. People love the Haunted Mansion. They really want to be submersed into that world way more than they already are. Then I thought, well, let's get a little more creative than that. Like Terrence was saying, a little bit of current IP. Mm-hmm. So I thought, what about a Deadpool theater?
Oh, boy.
Oh, geez.
I think that would be amazing.
What's the age? You have to be 21 and over to go in there?
That's where I stopped. Like, okay, you have to be, it's a rated R movie.
Dude, yes.
If you PG-13 it, you could get away with it sort of, but it loses its sting, which is what makes Deadpool, popular. So that couldn't happen. Then I thought, really, ideally what they should do is buy the rights to Supernatural on CW.
Oh my gosh.
And in one of the seasons.
So now you're dealing with acquisitions.
Yeah. It's what I do.
Also, he's creating shows that he wants to see.
Yeah. I mean,
There.
come on. So they would buy Supernatural, and then in one of the seasons, the boys, because if you don't know, the guys had books written about it. It's a whole thing. And then they go to a high school, and the high school was doing a play based on the Supernatural books. And they show bits of the play that the, quote, students are doing in the show. And it's really great. I really like it. I think it's fantastic. And I would sit and watch that friggin' stage play. So that's what I think. But then I thought, what does Disney fans really want? What do we as Disney fans want, right? We want nostalgia. Mm-hmm. That's all we want. We want that mix of old and new, but the new having a nod to the old, but only if it's done exactly the way that we want it, which is very hard for everybody. Mm-hmm. My idea can't give you that, but what I can give you is a stage show full of nostalgia called, and this is a working title, so don't worry about it. Don't nitpick over it, but it's called the Disneyland Feel Good Review.
And it
The Disneyland Feel Good Review.
Yes, good job.
I heard you.
and what does it consist of? Or did you already say that?
It's
And I zoned out.
It's a montage. It
Gotta have a montage.
with hits and callbacks to some of Disney's most beloved rides or IPs. Each piece would only be 3 to 5 minutes, so it's sort of like a variety montage-y kind of thing.
Okay, I actually really like this idea because I was just thinking you gave me an idea when you said Haunted Mansion ride theater show. I thought it would be cool to have a former in all of its glory
How
Tower
did
of
my
Terror.
segment become Beverly said?
I'm throwing an idea of you that you
Can
can
I
include.
can I finish my
Oh, God,
my idea
fine. I was
first?
just trying to help.
Well, you didn't. You failed it. You actually hurt. You hurt my segment. Winnie the Pooh. People still love Winnie the Pooh. Winnie the Pooh is still big right now.
Yeah.
I don't
Wait,
know
is
why.
this the same idea?
You lost me.
This is a new idea?
Feel good review.
See what happens, Bev, when you cut people off
I apologize.
with ideas?
I did.
It's the same. Yes, it's
Okay.
the same.
I steamrolled you.
Winnie the Pooh is very popular.
Got it.
He has the best ride in the park when it's really busy and it's hot because there's no one in it and it's a lot of
Yes.
shade.
Okay.
But it's also a cute ride. People like Winnie the Pooh. I don't know why. Winnie the Pooh is very weird to me. But it's like the idea is like it's Pooh's birthday and he wants honey, but there's a wind and whatever the Winnie the Pooh story is. The bees maybe come after Winnie the Pooh at some point and like they buzz the audience with sound, like in the It's Tough to Be a Bug theater, kind of that kind of 4D experience. I think that'd be fun. Pooh comes out, the wind blows him away, right? Because that's really easy to do on stage. It looks good. Wind blows
True.
little Winnie the Pooh away. Mary Poppins
Okay.
and Bert and the kids come out and do their little rooftop chimney sweep dance.
Okay.
Right? I think that'd be fun.
Mhm.
That kind of curtain falls on that. Everyone goes, yeah, that's really great. That's really great. And then a familiar song called The Miracle of Molecules comes up, and we're now back to the Adventures Through Inner Space, where people come out on stilts. So if you remember that ride, it's in where Star Tours is now. We kind of go that switchbacky thing. That's the old thing, and then you get on the Omnimover system, and you like pretend to go into this microscope, and you get shrunk down to the size of an atom. And that's
Did
the
you
thing.
go on that ride?
I don't know. I don't remember going on that ride, but I mean I must have because I'm really cool.
You're also
Hey
really
guys,
old. So
this is cool,
probably-
Jason.
Yeah, I think I did.
I'm really cool. Anyways,
I don't know.
so people to replicate that, people come out on stilts, and then they pass through the microscope, and then they shrink by removing the stilts, and then they have like big molecules like fly in or whatever, snowflakes and whatever's on the ride, right?
Okay.
It's kind of fun. I don't know. People like that. People like nostalgia. That was my thing. Then you have the Journey into Imagination, where you have the Dreamweaver. I think that's his name. The Dreamcaster.
Dreamcast.
Dream Warrior, I think. It was. He has Figment, and he's like
Yeah.
gloves with knives on his hands, an old fedora. He comes out on his little steampunk flying machine. Figment is there. Little Figment guy, nice guy. And they sing the Imagination, that really annoying song, but people like it for some reason. They sing that, and behind there's a projection, a video kind of thing of Mickey and his friends going from sketches, like hand-drawn sketches, to full color. Then they jump off the page, and then the costume characters come out on stage and dance and look cute to the song. Celebration of imagination, right?
Dreamfinder.
Dreamfinder. I like Dream Warrior better. And then finally, Country Bear Jamboree.
Nice.
Wheel Country Bears out on like a risen stage that already hides all the animatronics so they can do the thing. And they do a compressed 4 to 5 minutes of their show because, honestly, that's what people want to see. People love the Country Bears. It's a great. So Pianjo, of course. Blood on the Saddle. That was my favorite song. Remember that song?
No.
Blood on the Saddle. It was a weird
Yeah, I remember.
out of tune.
I
Yeah.
remember
Sounds awful.
It was great. And then
No, we loved it.
the five Bear Rugs play Bear Band Serenade. That was a good one. And then at the end, everybody comes out for the finale, some song that they all sing. I don't know. They sing a song.
That's a great idea.
And that's the, what is it called? What did I call it? The Disneyland Feel Good Review.
It's still a bad name.
Okay. Anyways, that's my idea.
It's pretty good.
I think it's pretty good.
So let's vote. Terrence, what's the chat saying? How many applauses am I getting?
None.
0?
Why? I'll kill this whole show right now.
So I've only seen one kudos, and it's to Terrence's ESPN idea.
That sounds.
Yeah.
Because you're not.
Yeet that idea.
I think it's a great idea.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, look at how long Who Wants to Be a Millionaire lasted in DC. Oh, never mind.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, maybe we should vote.
I don't think we're going to be able to. I think that's just an idea.
No, I vote
maybe
for
let's,
myself.
Yeah, maybe let's not vote.
Yeah. They want a recap of our
Somebody
ideas.
else voted for me.
They want a recap of our ideas? No, they can listen back. Let's do some Disney news, huh?
All right.
Let's do that instead of a recap.
Well,
How
you
about
guys,
that?
thank you so much. I'm really glad I won.
March in the past, present, and
Not gonna say
future
anything.
with all the news that's fit to cover.
You don't need
It's
to.
the Ears Up Disney News.
Good, because I won't. Speaking of live-action theater shows, Hercules, the stage musical, is coming to New York City this summer. You guys, can you not be on the computer so we can react to my
I'm
news for a
closing mine,
second?
and I was making a face because that sounds terrible.
Oh, but no, I can't hear your face, and the audience can't hear your face. So the awkward
should be
4
able to actually
seconds of
hear this
silence. Yeah.
It's a face.
Let me start again. Hercules, the stage musical, is coming to New York City this summer.
That sounds terrible.
That sounds weird, right?
Nobody even liked the movie. Why are they doing a stage show?
I don't know. It's presented by special arrangement with the Disney Theatrical Productions under the direction of Thomas Schumacher. It will feature songs from the beloved animated classic as well as new music. Yeah, beloved?
Right.
That's a stretch.
Stretch,
buddy.
buddy.
Alan Menken and David Zippel. It would also include a new book by Christopher Diaz and original choreography by Chase Brock. Blah, blah, blah. So look, if you're in New York and Central Park, it's part of Shakespeare in the Park. Public Works, August 31st through September 8th.
Okay. It's
No,
a
thank
thing.
you.
It's something to do.
This is a quote that I don't believe. Many generations of our Public Works families have embraced Disney musicals as a shared American canon. Hercules' roots in Greek mythology infused with soulful gospel music make it a natural extension of Public Works' radical exploration of humanity through Shakespeare and the classics. I thought that quote was going to be a little bit weirder than it.
I mean,
was,
those are all true things.
Yeah,
But I
God bless.
don't
I don't know,
care.
man. I don't really care either. But guess
Like,
what?
any-
We won't go.
Any other movie.
Yeah. This is an article from Orlando Weekly titled "Disney Now Has a Way for You to Blow $12,000 a Day." at the
Oh,
parks."
great.
Sign
'cause
me up.
We needed more of those.
Right?
That didn't already exist.
Right. It's not called Just Going.
Yeah.
The brand new World of Dreams tour gives groups of up to 6 guests an all-access dream vacation for 12 hours for $12,000.
$1,000 an hour.
A fully customizable tour begins with luxury transportation to the parks and is every Disney fan's ultimate dream. Not mine, bro. It's not my
What
ultimate
does
dream.
that mean? Like
not that
you
bad.
ride there in a limo?
Yeah, I guess.
Never cared.
Yeah,
Um,
limos are stupid. Sorry.
That's true. Like other VIP
They
tours
are.
at Disney World, Fast Pass or front of the line access to all attractions, including nighttime shows and meet and greets, is offered. So you skip all the lines, right to the front of everything. Also, nighttime shows, meet and greets with everybody. That's cool. Also, like previously unannounced tours typically provided to high-profile guests, backstage areas will be used for quicker access around the parks and between the parks,
That's kind of cool.
which means fewer security checkpoints, 3 full sit-down meals, snacks, and even, quote, some alcohol is included in the tour.
So, $12,000 for 6 people for 12 hours is $160, $166 an hour
Per person?
per person.
Jeez.
That's not bad.
That
if you think
sound,
about it.
I mean, it sounds bad when you say $12,000, but then
Yeah.
when you split
No,
it
that's-
6 ways,
you guys,
it's not-
$166 an hour.
you're
That's
not paying. I mean,
But-
okay, this is completely. Come
Yeah.
on, we're not going
thank
to
you
go.
for
but
reaching that. What?
but
No,
you
it's
you
bad.
skip all the lines. You get free food. You go in tunnels at Disney World. Come on,
It
it's
is
not that bad.
one day. It does not include accommodations. That is
But if,
absurd.
If you plan for it, like if we all went, right? And
we wouldn't, because I would not do it.
and we planned for
I
it
like
to
money.
save. You just plan for an extra 6 months or a year or whatever. Save that extra grand. That's 12 hours of non-stop Disneyland or Disney World. Because when we went to Disney World, there was like an hour and a half gap in between sometimes going from park to park because you have to exit the park, go wait in line for the transportation, get to another park, then get on the monorail, then go to somewhere else, and then you're friggin' tired.
I agree with you, but imagine
cool.
going to all 4 parks in one day. You're going to be exhausted. Even if you're... So Bev and I are going to be at Epcot. We'll see you guys later.
Yeah, but honestly, like, you get to go to all the parks. You get to experience it because you can't do like Avatar and basically anything else at this point. And
front of the line.
Yeah, you go right to the front of the line when you go to Animal Kingdom.
Here, guests will have 2 tour guides per 6 people, which is double. Which is only 1 normally for VIP. So you get 2 tour guides.
I don't.
You visit the Cinderella Castle Dream Suite.
Can I stay in it?
There's a photo of it. It looks dope.
That's amazing.
Blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah.
Can I take a nap in the Dream Suite because I'm going to be tired?
Well, now the article is just pouring over the Disney Dream Suite. Okay, that's cool. Fully customizable, can include any mix of Walt Disney World's 4 parks. Guides will attempt to accommodate nearly any reasonable request, including backstage tours of animal habitats at Animal Kingdom and access to other backstage areas. I want to smell elephant poo for 4 hours.
I know it's completely unrealistic for us to ever do this, but it sounds dope to me. It really does.
Do you think... Here's a good question. Do you think admission to the park is included or not?
It better be.
It's not.
Not.
It's
No
not.
way.
No.
So you have to buy a park hopper.
Aye.
Y'all are stupid.
No. The hardest of no's.
Yeah.
Oh, and so
every part of me is trying to hold swear words in right now. Like, this is a terrible idea.
It's $12,000. If you want to add an extra day, how much do you think it is?
24?
An extra $12,000.
10. It's only $10,000.
Oh,
that's
you get
not
$2,000
bad.
off.
It's like
I
$150
would
an hour
rather
at that
go. I would rather spend that $12,000 by going to Disney World for like 2 weeks, which would be about. I'm guessing like the equivalent of going for 1 day.
Okay, but wait.
Yeah,
if you
dude.
add it for another day, it still doesn't include your accommodations. So you
Right.
still have to pay for your hotel, right?
Yeah, of
Oh,
course.
yeah.
If they're not letting you into the park for free, they ain't gonna
It's
put you
just
up
a
anywhere.
tour.
This is a terrible. This is a way for people with too much money to like not have to pay as many taxes.
That said, if anybody that listens to this show ever does this, we want to interview you.
I want you to wear a GoPro on your forehead.
I don't want you to take me.
Well, right. Yeah, I don't want to watch the footage. I don't want to be there, homie.
I don't want to go.
So I'm looking at Disney World's VIP packages.
Mm-hmm.
This one is called the Ultimate Day of Thrills VIP Tour. It's a 7-hour tour, includes lunch and expedited access to top attractions: Big Thunder Mountain, Splash Mountain, Space Mountain, Haunted Mansion, 7 Dwarfs Mine Train. Then you get a scrumptious lunch, quote unquote. And then you go to Epcot, where you go Soarin'. Then you go Disney Hollywood Studios to go on Slinky Dog Dash, Toy Story Mania, Rock and Roller Coaster starring Aerosmith, which I think is closed now. They're switching it out for Iron Man, whatever.
Oh, okay.
Twilight Zone Tower of Terror, awesome. Star Tours, The Adventure Continues, $349 a person. Admission is required for each park. So that's $349 for 7 hours of all of that access. I would totally do it. That's not per hour. That's total.
Yeah, that's way more
That's
reasonable.
better. I just don't care about rides that much. But yeah, that's better.
That's great. Jeez. Can you imagine if Disneyland did something like this?
That'd be nice.
We'd be mad at it.
Yeah, I know. I know. I say that would be nice. Like we ever get to do this.
That's true. Hey, speaking of things to do, there are new drinks and mugs at Trader Sam's Enchanted Tiki Bar in Disneyland.
Do tell.
One's called the Sea Monsters Embrace. Drinks are served in a Kraken souvenir mug that works more like a bowl.
Is it that drink that Terrence made?
No, this
Oh,
actually
gross.
looks consumable. The drink itself contains light and dark rums, gin, brandy, passion fruit, falernum, and juices of lime, orange, and pineapple.
Whoa.
The bowl looks cool.
Gin and brandy,
That
though?
drink
And
sounds
rum.
terrible.
That's a tiki drink, dude. For
Is
sure.
it?
Yeah, for sure.
Interesting.
What did I call it? Sea Monsters Embrace. So the next one is called the Tangaroa Cooler. The drink contains gin, Apparently, they must have just signed a contract with a gin distiller.
Yeah.
Gin, orgeat, falernum, bitters, and juices of grapefruit and lemon served in a souvenir tiki mug. The tiki
That
mug
sounds
looks
good.
kind of boring, honestly. It's like a surfboard,
Yeah.
and it's
I don't like it.
weird. It's all right.
Also, I did not realize how expensive these tiki mugs are that we've purchased over the years.
Really? They're like, $28. But that includes the drink.
Not here. They're $38 now with the drink.
Damn.
Mhm.
That's a lot. Well, the bowl is usually more expensive.
The bowl is like 48.
Really? Oh, they've jacked the prices up. It's Disneyland. What are you going to do?
True.
But I think what we want to do, Terrence, for our next secret show is let's just try to make one of these.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't have the
Like the ratios.
but
Yeah.
we can figure it out. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
there's a
They're
basic
tiki drinks. Yeah. You've
there's
got
a
it.
basic thing, dude.
It's a good idea.
There's a lot of Dumbo merch coming around, and it actually looks kind of cute. You guys can see some of it here on my little fancy computer screen.
Aw.
Dumbo really is the best merch. Like, truly.
It's a lot of Dumbo live action film merchandise. So, there's a really cute tote
That's
bag.
really cute.
It looks cool, man.
Yeah.
I really like the concept they're going. It looks sort of vintage,
It looks-
but,
yeah,
but
like-
refreshed.
Yes.
I really
like it a lot.
appreciate that. Look at that. You can see that, Taryn? Dumbo mugs. They look
I would
one.
rock
Mine
that
broke.
mug.
So cute.
they
I
look
would-
kind of cool.
That's awesome.
I like the top of them, how they're like beveled. Is that what that's
It,
called?
it looks like the
bevoed.
top of a
Right.
like almost like a circus tent kind
Yeah.
of a thing.
Or an
It's kinda
ear.
Flapping in the wind.
Yeah.
Does it look like an ear?
Sure,
It's
dude.
rippled.
Dumbo live action film pajama set for women, and the bottoms have peanuts and stars, and the shirt's really cute.
Do you know what that's called for Beverly? Clothes.
Yeah, right. Shopping attire. And then here's this button-up shirt for women. It's basically like a carnival barker.
That's awesome.
It's
yeah.
like red and white striped, but it has a little embroidered Dumbo over the pocket, and it looks really cute.
That's dope,
No, that's
dude.
terrible. You guys,
I think that's
Totally
dope.
slimming.
what is wrong with
I
you
would
guys?
totally wear that.
I would
worst thing
too.
I've
Put
ever
the
That
buttons
is a
on the other side. I'd
horrible
rock it.
shirt.
Right. Oh,
Look like you work in a diner.
Or at a
Like-
circus.
right. We're in a circus.
It's for someone who doesn't have any waist or anything. Doesn't. It's just like it's like a tent.
Well, I like it. I think it's adorbs. Okay.
That was awful.
Here's something cool. It's from the Disney Careers page. Every once in a while, I see these and I kind of like to share it. But it's the WDI Visual Effects Design Internship in Glendale for
Ooh.
spring of 2019. Here's the job summary. We change lives. Walt Disney Imagineering is the master planning, creative development, design, engineering, production, project management, and research and development arm of the Walt Disney Company. Its talented core of Imagineers is responsible for the creation, from concept initiation through installation, of all Disney resorts, theme parks, and attractions, real estate developments, regional entertainment venues, and new media projects. They're looking for a visual effects design intern who will help design, produce, and install digital video media content for Disney theme parks, resorts, and attractions. It sounds like a really cool thing. So
Yeah,
if
it
you're
does.
into digital media at all, definitely apply for this job at jobs.disneycareers.com. You will enhance visual media through the use of 2 and 3D tool sets like Adobe After Effects and Maya, creating new effects. Anyway, whatever. If you like it, if you are proficient in Adobe Creative Suite, they want to talk to you.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But you have to be young, currently enrolled as a junior or higher, or graduated within the last 6 months from an accredited college university with a degree in digital media, animation, or related field.
Sounds really close to like a DCP thing.
Yeah.
What if you went to college? Like, what if you just went to college right now and then graduated? Could you apply for that?
Sure.
Probably, yeah.
What if I
So you
went
don't
to
have to be
college?
young.
What if I went to college? Let's go. Is Mary Poppins racist?
Oh,
I like how you look right at me.
This article.
Well, because you and I talked about it
We
already.
did, and this is ridiculous.
Professor in New York Times op-ed says chimney scenes promotes blackface.
Idiot.
I mean, yeah, I guess. In the New York Times op-ed called Mary Poppins and a Nanny's Shameful Flirting with Blackface, Daniel Pollack Pelsner slammed the iconic scene where Poppins joins Bert on a rooftop for the song Step in Time. He accuses Julie Andrews of blacking up her face with soot while dancing with chimney sweeps. He says when the magical nanny accompanies her young charges, Michael and Jane Banks, up their chimney, her face gets covered in soot, but instead of wiping it off, she gamely powders her nose and cheeks even blacker.
I always thought that scene was just saying that like her compact got dirty too, so she was just trying to powder her nose to like clean it up, but it just made it dirty.
For me, I thought it was she's normally very prim and proper
Yes.
and put together, and she got dirty and she's having fun with it.
Exactly.
Because if I remember it correctly, I think that they were all like kind of concerned that she was going to like be mad because she was not about dirty, right? And then she just added more of it to tell the kids it's okay to have fun and be dirty.
Is this
Was this person's name hyphenated?
No, like isn't this scene right after the kids run away or something? Isn't it around that same scene, same time? I think it's fine. I think that if we're gonna get mad at this, you got to get rid of Song of the South, get rid of Mushmouth from from Fat Albert. Like, come on.
No,
man.
this is the most ridiculous thing. Like, this is such a stretch of that is not because racism, I think. And maybe I'm wrong, and maybe this is more of a secret show topic. But
I'll
to
correct
me,
you. Don't worry.
Thank you. But to me, it has a lot to do with intent.
No.
In this scenario,
I was just messing with you.
Oh.
I was totally messing with you.
I was like, "Oh God, I'm in a corner."
I should not go on. What you really think about this?
Oh dear.
Well, and like that scene, there is zero intent that I can see.
You can be racist and not intend to be racist. You just don't. You can be ignorantly racist, but you can't do that in a movie. It goes through so many passes, and then it's shot, and then nobody talks about it for 40 years. It's this guy trying to find something.
And as
That's
a society, we're so hypersensitive about stupid crap right now. Like, this guy sucks, and I want to punch him in his face.
Yeah. So it's not racist. Number one, it's February. I get to.
That's right.
You get the final say.
I get the final say. It's not racist.
Jerry Springer's final word.
As much as honestly, yes, it's about intent at times, but it's also about context. And it would be really strange for her to not be dirty, and within the context of the movie, for her to finally give in to the fact that Bert wants her to let go and have fun, for her to finally give in. Like, cool, that's like the climax of the movie. She is finally one with Bert. She ain't a racist. It's ridiculous.
Well, and they're cleaning a chimney.
Like they go up the chimney.
You can't stay. Santa is the only one who doesn't get dirty going down
and
chimneys.
We don't even know that.
Right.
We haven't seen him.
Anyway, I thought it was funny, and
it's infuriating.
It's sad.
It's like, was it Kristen Bell that said the one thing about the Disney princesses as well?
It was
on par. Not Kristen Bell. Who
no,
was it?
She was her, but she was just saying that she uses it as a talking point with her children. It was, I think, Katy Perry.
You're talking about my wife's boyfriend's wife.
I'm talking about the ridiculousness of people trying their hardest to look into something.
I forget who it was. Wasn't it Selena Gomez? No, it was the Keira Knightley.
It was Keira Knightley.
Keira Knightley.
She was the crazy one.
I love her.
Disney stumbles without a Star Wars movie. Disney just had their earnings released for their first quarter, or their call from last whatever
Q4.
Yeah, thank you very much. The company's theme parks and TV networks led the way with growth in the first quarter, while the film's unit's revenue. Why am I having a hard time? God bless.
You smell toast? Are you having a stroke?
I might smell toast. No. The film's unit's revenue took a 27% hit, falling to $1.8 billion. Missing from theaters last holiday season was a Star Wars movie in general.
Oh, that must be it.
Disney has released a film from the franchise every December since 2015. Instead, the company released Mary Poppins Returns, which made more than $325 million globally. I would never have guessed that.
It was a great movie.
Right.
It was.
Star Wars: The Last Jedi made $1.3 billion worldwide the year prior. In all, net income fell by 37% compared to the same quarter a year ago. Disney stock rose 2% initially, and after hours trading on Tuesday to become back down. 2019 could be one of Disney's biggest years because Avengers Endgame is coming up, Star Wars Saga is coming out, the Galaxy's Edge is opening up, all that kind of stuff. But I don't know. I thought it was really interesting that this is why Disney makes Star Wars movies all the time. They're never going to stop. Yeah. They're going to slow down, like Iger said, and that's what they're talking about in 2018. They slowed down a little bit, didn't release one, but they're never going to stop.
Well,
True.
also Solo. Have you seen Solo?
Yeah,
Actually, we
yes.
just did. We just
we
watched
it on Netflix.
You made it through the whole thing?
We did.
Yeah, it was. I didn't like it. I think we talked about it. Didn't we talk about it? You weren't here.
Yeah, I think probably because I.
They had just to recap. It was. I didn't really appreciate it. It was okay. I was very disappointed in Beano, in Donald Glover. I don't think he did. I thought he was like he was forcing that kind of like act.
The Billy D.
I didn't like it.
I didn't even make it to him.
There were too many callbacks in the first 5 minutes of Return of the Jedi. It was like, what are we doing, dude? What are we doing? Like I was saying in my things, we want nostalgia, but we want a little bit. We don't want to be
the
hit
right way.
We don't want to be hit over the head with, hey, God, I was watching, I don't know, a wise man once said, never include a better movie in your bad movie.
Okay.
So why are you calling back
Smart.
to a better movie in your movie?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
That's a good point. I think I made it to when they got him and the love interest got separated. That was, I made it to that, and then all of a sudden,
Daenerys Targaryen.
Whoever. Yeah,
that's who that was.
I made it to that. I made it to when he was a soldier, and that was it.
That was the other thing I didn't like, is how many people in the Star Wars universe used to be a friggin' stormtrooper.
Well,
that's 2 now.
Him and Homeboy.
Yeah,
Homeboy from the other one.
Like, why?
I will say, as a as a person who did not grow up watching Star Wars, the storyline was enjoyable, but it did make me sad seeing Jason go, I feel like my childhood is being ruined by these. And I was like, oh, that's so sad.
Yeah, honestly, I don't enjoy Star Wars anymore because of these movies.
And that's the thing.
I really don't.
We don't need the side projects.
No,
Give us
really
7,
don't.
8, and 9, and that's it. And you have the anticipation of that, and that's enough. You don't need to. I don't care where Han came from. I don't care. I don't do an R2D.
His last name is Solo because he was alone in line.
I was like,
shoot me in the face,
Oh,
dude.
yeah, that was terrible.
It was actually funny because
That's
Becca
bad.
refused to watch this with me because she doesn't like Star Wars, and she's in the other room doing homework, and she literally heard me say, "Really?" And she's like,
exactly
"What?"
I said.
And I was like, "Nothing. Don't even worry about it. It's just dumb."
It was so trite and stupid.
It was bad.
Honestly, and real fast because we've talked about it ad nauseum, and I'll leave it alone in an hour. But you could just build everything in the parks off the original 3.
Yeah, exactly.
That's it. That's all people want to live in. People want a bit of mystery. That's what we want. As Star Wars fan, that's what I want.
I agree with you.
I don't want to know where everybody came from systematically, blah, blah, blah. I don't care.
I 100% agree with you.
Yeah.
Disney admits that way fewer people cared about its movies last year. Yeah. There you go. During the company's recent Q1 2019's earnings conference call, execs had to admit this quarter didn't compare well to the same time last year. And let's see, where's the actual real quote here? As a reminder, last year's second quarter theatrical results included the outstanding performance of Black Panther and the carryover performance of Star Wars The Last Jedi and Coco. Apparently Coco was a huge moneymaker,
Coco
dude.
killed
I had
it,
no
dude.
idea.
Oh,
I still need to see
I
that.
haven't seen it.
Neither have I.
Are you serious? So
Yeah,
good.
Abby saw it. She won't watch it again though. Like that's why I haven't watched it.
Oh,
'cause
really?
She won't watch it again.
She's
Because
scared.
of,
Because she said it was really sad.
Oh.
Like I guess Sam looked over at her in the movie theater and she's like crying.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Wow.
It ends well. Like it ends well.
All right, we'll watch it. Home entertainment results also faced a difficult comparison, given Q2 titles last year included Star Wars The Last Jedi, Thor, Ragnarok, and Coco. As a result, we expect operating income from our theatrical and home entertainment businesses to be $450 to $500 million lower than in Q2 last year, which was the best second quarter in the studio's history. So they're missing they're missing a Thor, they're missing a Last Jedi, they're missing a Coco, and that's what they're doing right now.
Yeah.
So it's going to be real weird. I thought that was I thought that was cool. You can celebrate the Lion King this summer at DCA. Well, you can't.
Where?
Well, I'm glad you asked, Beverly. Throughout the day, a traveling troupe of storytellers will arrive to celebrate the Lion King in story, song, and dance, inviting everyone to join in. Everybody. The fun continues. First of all, miss me with that invite.
I know.
Don't sit and come out and try to like pull me out of my seat or whatever. No, I'm not trying to do that.
No, that's
I'm not saying
cool.
they're doing that, but miss me with that. The fun continues with music, colorful craft, and activities, and more, honoring the spirit of Africa. Our festive celebration of the Lion King will be presented for a limited time this summer at DCA. Stay tuned to the Disney Park blogs for more details in the weeks ahead. So I don't know where, but it sounds kind of cool, I guess.
don't hate it.
I like it.
But it's also in the summer, which is exactly when Star Wars Land is going to be open.
Mhm.
So this
And
is
it's also
something to do.
Exactly the time that I won't be going to Disneyland.
Trying to pull people over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One hundo. And see, that's just more merch stuff. Disney is licensing their like Mickey and whatever for tiki mugs from this company called Mondo.
Oh, jeez.
Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. If you go to their page, it's a Mondo Tiki line. It's TEE-KI. They've done like Gremlin ones, like Gremlin tiki mugs that look dope. They're sold out. A lot of these kind of sell out. The Cthulhu one's pretty cool, but it's like sci-fi movie related or whatever. Look at those Gremlin ones. Those look dope. Those look really cool. And they have a Lawgiver tiki mug from
That's awesome.
Planet of the Apes. Yeah, it looks great, man.
I haven't seen that movie since I was a kid. It freaked me out.
What?
Gremlins?
Gremlins. Oh, it
You haven't
freaked
seen
me
Gremlins
out.
since
It's
you
a
were a
Christmas
kid?
movie.
Oh,
We watch
dude.
it at Christmas time.
I've never seen
Oh,
Gremlins.
maybe I should
They
dress up as a
take-
gremlin
they-
next year for your party.
They take over the little local movie theater, and they're watching Snow White. And all the gremlins are watching Snow White, and it's cute.
I don't remember that.
Yeah.
Well, it was probably 7, maybe.
Probably hiding
I was
under the
cover.
seat or whatever.
I just
yeah.
heard it. I haven't even watched it.
And then last but not least, this will be done. This is mainly for you live listeners because there's only one day left in this contest. It's from Omaze, OMAZE.com. You can eat cookies with Cookie Monster and visit Sesame Street.
That sounds awesome.
You and a friend will share a dream day and a plate of cookies with Cookie Monster. Tell me this just doesn't make you feel good. Take a photo with Cookie Monster, enjoy an exclusive behind-the-scenes tour of Sesame Street, and get flown out to New York City and put up in a 4-star hotel. All you have to do is basically Omaze lines up a lot of these cool celebrity-driven experiences, and then you enter by donating money to a particular cause.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool. So this cause is called the Sesame Street Yellow Feather Fund, which helps bring education to children in need as parts of Sesame Street Workshop, the nonprofit organization behind the iconic television show. Blah, blah, blah. Smarter, stronger, kinder kids. Whatever, who cares? But the campaign
But you
perks...
can win.
Right. If you donate $5, you get $25. You get 250 entries to win. If you donate $10, you get 100. If you donate $50, you get 1,000, which is what I did. We donated $50 to this. So that's kind of cool.
Karen's like, oh.
She's like, news to me.
I know. I texted her. I was like, "Can I have $50?" She's like, "Sure." I'm like, "All right, spent."
Wow.
So I have a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Have you shared like Cookie Monster at all with Alice?
No.
Because she has this strange like affinity to Cookie Monster. I put her in her Cookie Monster shirt today for bed, and
she loves that.
I held it up and biggest smile ever, and I'm like, it's just like a
Awesome.
natural thing for kids.
No,
They just love
she's
Cookie
played
Monster.
with her jammies before. It's Cookie Monster
Yeah.
and Elmo. There's a lot of work that goes into designing these the Muppets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sesame Street Muppet.
Yeah.
There's a ton of work goes into it. It needs to be appealing for kids.
It's
And-
pretty
and
cool.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, he looks
Like she's
cute as
never
hell.
seen anything with these characters.
No,
So
not
like
at all.
they're just literally the only thing that she has. She doesn't have toys. There's just a pair of jammies
Yeah.
Nice.
that have Elmo and Cookie Monster, and
'Cause
she loves them.
I think because one day she was playing with them or whatever. Anyway, if you donate $500, you get you get 5,000 entries, a signed book called The Joy of Cookies.
Cookie Monster signs it.
Apparently,
That's cool.
that has like a little fake bite taken out of it, like he ate it. But if you donate $5,000, you get a personalized illustration of you or your child with Cookie Monster by Lewis Mitchell, the creative director of Sesame Street. And
Wow.
yeah, there you go.
That's pretty awesome. They should do something like this, like in our area, have something nostalgic like that up here. Like,
I think they've done it. I mean, look, if you go to omaze.com, there's actually a ton of stuff you can do. are you talking about specifically with Sesame Street or the Muppets or whatever? Because I think they've done stuff at Jim Henson, which is down in L.A.
Yeah, something like that, or like a recreation of the Muppet set or something. I think that'd be really cool.
I keep telling Taryn, you can donate a bunch of money to win a trip to visit Kristen Bell on the Veronica Mars set.
Yeah, I don't want to do that.
Why not?
Because I don't
You
want to
love
be
her.
a loser. Like, I want to, like, be her friend. I don't want to be a fan.
But
I completely understand.
you do?
Yeah, I want to be Kelly Clarkson's friend.
Yeah. But she doesn't want to, like, win a contest to, like,
Why not?
I don't
I want her to like me because I'm likable, not because
Yeah.
I won some dumb prize to be there.
Yeah, I want it to be organic.
First of all, have you guys ever met yourselves?
Yes, we're great.
Well, look, there's only one way to learn, and that's you need to be around celebrities. Anyway, I don't know, man. I thought it was cool, and forget you guys for now. I'll pay $50. I'll go hang out with Veronica Mars, and we'll.
I'd rather
Hit
just
her vape
donate
pen
to
or
a
whatever.
charity and not be entered.
Why?
Well, see, if you win, then
You look like the loser.
then I can still be friends
See,
with
you
her.
could join Michael Bublé on stage.
Only at Christmas time. It's the only time he's allowed out.
I actually will not be donating to this at all because I
Win
decided-
$10,000 to shop at Tiffany & Co. and a trip to New York City. So you buy one thing.
Bro.
Win 15
I'd
grand
do
to shop
that.
at Louis Vuitton and a trip to Paris.
Okay.
Dude.
I mean, I'd do that too.
Yeah.
There's a celebrate Mardi Gras with Arcade Fire. First of all, I don't like.
I love
Fire.
Arcade Fire.
Well, there you go.
I like New Orleans.
Everybody wins.
Everybody wins.
Taryn and I can go.
Who are Maddie and Mackenzie Ziegler? Do we know these people?
No.
I think
But-
they're singers.
You can win a shopping experience with them in L.A.
That
and
sounds terrible.
They look super bitchy. No offense. All right. Well, anyway, it's good to do stuff, and it's good to do good stuff. We're done.
We're done.
We're done.
We're done.
We're done. Let me find my outro music, boys.
Did you just face shame them?
I don't know. Did I?
You just made a judgment call.
They just looked super like. I don't know, maybe I did. Again, thanks to GetawayToday.com for sponsoring today's episode. Whether you're traveling to Disneyland, Disney World, or beyond, head over to GetawayToday.com/EarzUp. And don't forget to ask for the 21st Amendment beers wherever you find good craft beer like DCA. Actually,
Yes.
someone messaged us. What's the beer? We got to find the beer on the DCA. Yes, here it is. Here's all
nice.
the information.
Awesome.
So that's pretty cool. Anyway, everybody, thanks a lot for tuning in. And until next time, we'll see you in the parks.